Good afternoon, people. Oh, yes, it is midday. It's 12 o'clock on the 15th of November. It is cold, Palmer. It is cold. It's freezing today. And we are live from the conservatory. Yes, banished to the outside building of the conservatory area of my house. We are indeed, and we are Football Manager 2024. And we left off part 29 as winners of League Two. Yes, we won. We're promoted. We are top of the league and we are in League One next season. So we are gearing up for that right this second. And this part and the one at 3 o'clock today, the two parts that we're going to do. The last one is 3 o'clock this afternoon. So tune in because I won't be doing one after that. 3 o'clock this afternoon. So today, now and 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock, we'll be looking at players and whatever comes up in the newsreel. Three things to note. One, we are promoted. First, we got 25 grand. Second place was Notts County. And third place was Doncaster Rovers. However, we have a fourth place team going up. They got through the playoffs. It is Bradford City. So we'll go straight in, people. Welcome, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, to the live stream of Football Manager 2024. We kidding, Mr. Harriers. So straight off the bat, before I come to that bit, number one, the league table for you guys to see how it finished, and it finished like so. We are up 108. Notts County second, 103. Doncaster third with 83 points, just ahead of Swindon. And Bradford City won in their playoff game against Swindon. So Swindon double kicked. They lost in that last game of the season, remember, to Shrewsbury. That would have put the pressure on Doncaster. And now they've lost in the final of the playoffs for League Two. So, the nearly team. The second big news is lots of people are retiring. I did say it as a joke, but it is happening heavily. Noble, I think, probably will retire. Ashley Barnes wants to retire. I've asked him to reconsider, please. I'm hoping he does. I think I've pleaded for him to reconsider because we could do with another season out of Ashley Barnes, to be honest with you. Hourahan was a huge one. I was just about to make him captain as well. But he's like, no, I'm thinking about retiring. So thanks for that. I'm hoping that I've told Ashley Barnes to reconsider as well. Just to make sure I have. Not sure where it is now. I think I've asked him to reconsider retirement because there we go. I am now. If I didn't before, I am now. Ashley Barnes reconsider, and I've asked Hourahan to reconsider. Whether that happens, I don't know. If Hourahan decides he's leaving, then Morel or Carroll will be starting midfielder. If Ashley Barnes decides to retire, this is second news. I've got some players coming in just in case. Hackford is going to be a new option up front, maybe for Noble, potentially an option there. He's from Sheffield United, and he's going to be a free transfer. And a fairly big player coming to us is this man. He's an ex-Cardiff City player. He's done really, really well, as you can see with his stats there. History scoring for Penny Bont. Don't know much about those guys, but they're in the Welsh League. But his stats are pretty good. So he could be a good centre forward. He's also 6 foot, so he's got a good bit of height on him. So he would potentially be the attacking forward, should I say, rather. And Antoine Hackford may come in as our pressing forward. But again, the two of those are on trial with us, or one is on trial. We have Lyle Taylor with us as well as a potential forward. I am looking at options, but he's getting on in years, 37 years of age. So maybe not. Alfie Mays on loan with us as well. Decent player. I am tempted, very tempted. I put a bid in for him, or an offer, because Dagenham and Redbridge decided they were going to fight for us. So yes, he is an option as well. Otherwise, players like Almeida might get his chance this season. I like the look of him. I brought him in, if you remember, a couple of seasons or so ago on a free. He is with us for another season, so he might be a good shout to bring into the first team winger-wise. On top of that, we do have Old Mand, who is ex-Arsenal. He's also wanted as well, interestingly, but it's always loaned. Again, another player we've got for a little while as well, till next season. I don't know if we've got an extension. No, so maybe him to come in for one of the two guys that go into midfield if Hourahan decides to hang up his boots. So it's all player orientated. It's all things to do. And then the third big news, we have a job opportunity. I think Huddersfield have come sniffing before, and I might have just candidly said no. I am going to naturally say no again. Huddersfield are in the Championship. So whilst I appreciate the offer, Huddersfield, and I appreciate what you are looking for, you've clearly signed me straight away, but it's not the right thing to do. Waiting for something better to come along. I'm going to be like that in that sense. I know it's a bit of a snobbish response, really, but there you go. You get what you get in this world. So Bennett's trial is finished. He was a player we brought in. This is really difficult with Alfie May. I'm going to delay it again, but I think that might end the agreement with him. It's the second time I've delayed the agreement. No. Oh, Barnes has decided to retire, so that's changed things a little bit. Now, we do have youngsters who I'm willing to give a go to. I mean, what's the point of signing them if we're not going to play them? Will Merry, he's 20, he might be an option. Adam Abbas, who is someone I like the look of as well, he probably will be involved, I think, this season as well. So Barnes's retirement is a shame. His age I was fully aware of. He was getting on a little bit. And as I said, as a joke, but it's a reality. The moment they get to 33, 34, 35, 36, you got to think they're probably going to, they're likely going to retire. The game's going to retire them. So I think it's Ashley Barnes in general could probably play another season or two in general. You think that Hourahan definitely could. It's got at least the season in. And that's between end of season and pre-season. Very much a matter of pressing next as much as you can, really. And sort of seeing where you get to. So Barnes has decided to hang up his boots. Use Elliot Thorpe. Someone apparently we might be interested in. His end of season. End of contract as well. Maybe we'll bring him on a trial if he lets us. So I've said this before. I'll say it again, people. For those watching or those who didn't see the previous bits and bobs, trial, don't scout. All right? It's so much quicker to get the information, the data, the attributes of the player if you send them on a trial with you, especially the free transfers, if they're even willing, because this guy's not willing. So it's going to have to be a scout job here if we're forced to do it. But if you can trial them, you'll notice I've got a couple do it. Watching, know your stuff. Now, while we're waiting, socials, guys, we'll fly through this part. I am on all of them. 85-channel. That's _J_P_P_8_5. So AJP85 with lots of underscores between them. And I am on YouTube as well, which is AJ Hardy 85. So YouTube and Twitch is your live right this second. But I'm also on Reddit. I am Football Manager Gamers. That is my subreddit. So I've popped it on there as well. Take a little look at that one. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. Please do it. Don't just go, I'll watch one of his videos and then we'll move on. I'm doing this because I'm trying to get some fun interest in Football Manager and my lower league to Premier League. That is the key here, really. That is the journey we are on with Kidderminster. Harry, as you saw there, I rejected an offer from the guys at Huddersfield, and Conor Hourahan is leaving as he is retiring. So, that's a pain. Off goes Conor Hourahan. Off goes Ashley Barnes. There's no point having him in the team. Therefore, Abdi Sharif will move to a more segundo volante role. And Joe Morrell will be a starting player for us in the coming games, which means all hand will be involved going forwards. And the rest of the team, I'm looking at centre forwards. I will stick Abbas in the team. And I think Neubel's going to come out as well. So we will see. I think someone wants Mendes Leng, which is fine. put an offer in and I'll see what happens. And Mata. Anyone want Mata? No, I've put him on quite a high transfer fee. I'll knock him down to 750. A million was quite high, but still, he's worth give or take that, I think. Okay, he didn't do fantastically for us, didn't do much for us, to be honest. But he came in with, that option, really. So we've got Almeida and Mata. See what happens with Mata. Transfer window opens once more. What's your bringing plans? Okay, there are areas the team will look to improve, but we'll only enter the market. That is correct. We will. Now, the good thing about a lot of the retirees and the people who are leaving at the end of the season, like McNally, is we get their wages back. We do, and that helps a lot because that means we can put that towards our wage budget and hopefully get some players in. Likely free transfers. I'm not going to tell them where I plan to strengthen because I don't know that yet. Now, there's lots of background noise about takeovers. You get that a lot of footy manager, especially lower leagues or sort of the lower part of the pyramid. Takeover. It happens also in the Premier League and also the big clubs as well. But we are getting teased with the idea of we're going to get taken over now. So that means that there's a bit of speed and haste required for us getting players in before they start to freeze things and do this and do that because of they transfer, put not an embargo on us, but stop us from doing things as a result of that. So we need to be careful. Takers can be a major hindrance. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to do that. Let's scout him. Now, I'm also waiting, in case you're wondering, for contract expiries. So that's coming up soon. A lot of players are going to be out of contract. The general rule is the end of June-ish time when a lot of the contracts expire for players that I'm interested in. Pretty much everyone who's not within the first 11 is transfer listed or will be retiring, or as a young player, I'm not transfer listing or retiring, I'm just keeping them in and around the first team. The first team that are not transfer listed by this second, but these guys, is everyone who I'm highlighting this second. There we go. So those players are not transfer listed. They are players that I want to keep. They are players that are going to likely be first teamers. They are our solid players. Backup or first team. So those guys. All right. So going forwards, you will see a lot of those players, unless someone comes in with a juicy bid and I can't reject it. So there you go. New players come in. Let's do a quick press conference with these guys. These are centre forwards. I am looking to bring in good players. Crow. I'm not going to put pressure on him. I'm not going to pressure on him. I think they'll be good. It won't take long for Antoine to adapt. So nice and quick press conference there. No messing about. May again. Now it's a tricky one. I'm going to say delay and then it'll probably cancel and we'll let him go. I'll tell you why. I just looked at Abbas then I thought the young man can do a job for us next season as a backup. We've got the two forwards that have just come in. So I see no reason why May has to come in. By the way, Arsenal's job's going. If they came knocking, I would say no, but it'd be a bit sort of, would have liked to have been there, but it's too soon. Our journey is Kidderminster Harriers. Our journey is getting them as far as we can, likely the Premier League. So that is the intentions entirely. We have a centre-forward position up for grabs. So Abbas, I will move onto the bench now. We will give Almeida his chance this season. And we have the two centre-forwards that have just joined us in Croyle, who is more attacking side. And let's have a look. Where's the other man? Hopefully he hasn't been stary as Antoine as well. So those two guys will lead the line. Let's get them on some training. So the one, Kroll, is going to be our advanced forward player. And we will get him on a regime for... I like my quickness. If you can't decide quickness, I like speed. I like pace in the team. You see how we like to break and put people on the front. We got to be on the front foot, put the other team into pressure. So pressing forward as well. Let's have him on that support. Take control of his thing. And this guy's pretty decent. I think what I might work on with him, though, is his aerial ability. Despite the fact that he's going to be a pressing, I'm just looking where his weakness is. He's a forward. Let's see if he can work on his heading, because if there's a chance that comes in and we whip something into the box, I don't just want Kroll to be the one to do it. I want Hackford to do a job as well. So, off we go. Once again, thank you for joining me. If you're joining me live, that would be brilliant. Leave some comments. Leave me a DM if you're interested. I'll pick them up for the next stream that I do because I can't see them right now. I'm a one screen man this second with the game flowing in front while streaming this live on Twitch and on YouTube. So big thank you for watching, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it later on when I pop it up on YouTube. Good to see you all on this Children in Need Day. In case you're wondering why he's got weird ears on, it is Children. I hope you're doing your bit for the kids and the children. So yes, good stuff. Thank you for joining me at 12 o'clock this afternoon. We're 15 minutes into our live stream. At the moment, all we are doing is going through the motions in terms of getting us through that period between pre-season and the end of the season, off-season side of things. It's very much about players, looking at players, trialing, but I'm waiting for a particular moment before I look at players more so, and that is contract expires. Once those contract expires, we're in. We can have a look, and a lot more players become available. Quality players, hopefully from Championship, Premier League, even League One, League Two, maybe. Some of their contracts might expire, and we can snap them up for nothing. And that is the intention, to get some good quality. We have lost some big players. We've lost Ashley Barnes. We've lost Hurahan. Those two guys have gone. Judge has sort of wound down his time at the club by swapping him with Hurahan. So we've missed a lot of options in the centre park. So Morel has come in and Abdi Sharif. Those two will be our centre midfielders, defensive midfielder players. So we are a little bit light. Defensively, I'm fairly content with, but remember, we're moving up into League One. So League Two was a bit of a challenge up and down. League One, I think, is going to be great fun next season. We're going to be having it's going to be a roller coaster, isn't it? That's what they say, but I think it will be for Kidderminster Harriers. Keeping into the league has to be the priority, really. Staying in the league, keeping in the league, retaining our place in the league. So no one's interested in that. So I'm going to drop it one last time. 500,000 is the lowest I'm willing to accept. The reason I'm picking that value or figure is because that was the estimate before I set the transfer fee. 500,000 was that sort of somewhere to 500,000. We don't want to lose money on a player who's potentially worth that. So we'll stick him in that brand. I'll leave him alone, and maybe a club will come along mid to end of the transfer window, or at the moment, well, maybe in the next week or two, you never know, with a transfer offer, and then we can start negotiating with them. So not much going on, unfortunately. We are waiting for the fixtures to come up for our pre-season, see who we're playing. I'm letting the backroom staff arrange that, but usually it's pretty good. If I'm not happy with the fixtures that they arrange, I might cancel one, or I might add an extra one on the end because I like challenging fixtures. I added Sunderland, if you remember the previous time. So, yeah, we beat them. So that was really good. What's going on? Dunfermline make Dallas offer. Presumably this guy's good enough to go. So let's see. Is he willing to join us? He is. What's he willing to take? Let's give him 4. He wants 23. 23. Woo. Okay. No. Oh, but the thing is, he's done that dreaded orange. So if you don't agree, it's game over, isn't it, really? This is for a player who's a centre forward. Barnsley. Didn't really play for them much, actually, so I can't see his stats. So it's a bit of an odd one. What I might do is just let it go. It jumped up and I thought, oh, do you know what? Clearly there's something in there. I'll have a look at him. But, yeah, doesn't matter too much, really, in that sense. Let's have a look at the expired market right this second, because we're not going to sign anyone. The reason we're not going to sign anyone is because that's our transfer budget. We have a wage and that's it, and nothing in the transfer budget. So basically it's all about free transfers for us. Osman Kakai is from Sierra Leone, ex-Notts County, played quite a bit for them previous season. Let's get him on trial. Like I say, trial's the best way to check him out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He is on trial. I will have a little look. I like to sort these by different things. The first thing I'm going to sort it by is who's wanted. So if they're wanted, that means there's a potential for them to be, a good player. So Dobbin, I've heard of Dobbin. Aston Villa. Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I will put an offer in for him. There's a reason behind this. Let's get in the mix so we don't want to miss out on a potentially good player. I do know of Dobbin. Villa man. Wants quite a bit, doesn't he? Oh, God. And then what we can do is, this sounds really cheeky, but I can pull the plug on the offer if we do get a chance to sign him, and then bring him in on loan. Trial, should I say, rather. And we can have a look at him that way instead. It's a bit of a weird one because you sort of break the relationship a little bit by cancelling. But at the same time, it allows us at least to get him in before sort of committing to such an amount. I mean, 20-odd thousand pounds a week. That's top end for us, really, that is. Have a look through some players here. It's hard to sort of tell. We have to go from each one at a time. So this video is basically me trawling through players, trying to see who's who. I mean, if you guys recognise any of these players and you think they might be worth taking a punt on, drop me a message or a comment and say, look, go for him, X, Y, and Z, especially if one leaps out to you from this list. What have we got here? Jamison might be worth an option. He is a defensive midfielder, so yeah, let's give him a go. Possible option there. Anything else? Just see if anyone jumps out really that I'm aware of. Let's go to my short list. Okay, so the goalkeeper I was interested in, Nick Hayes. He's signed a contract extension. He's a good keeper, actually, to be fair. Kunde, someone I was looking at. Wait for his contract to fully expire. We might leap on that option. Yeah, so basically all the players I'm interested in aren't available as of yet. So in terms of who's wanted, it sort of ends there, really, doesn't it? So it's not a great deal. Next thing I look for is international. See if they've got caps. That's another good shout. That means usually they've got something about them if they've represented their country. Although saying that, there might be a lower country, in terms of the rankings, and therefore they're naturally going to get an option just because they're a player. So looking at that, we're about 21 minutes into this live stream. I'm going to fly through this bit and see who's an option. Again, this will happen in the background. So if and when we finish, well, we will finish this stream at some point. If and when we finish this stream, in the background until 3 o'clock, I will be playing the game, having a look at who's going, who's available, who we can bring in, who we can let go. I'm doing that even more so. Matt Yates is a player. Hempstead. No, it's not the Yates that I thought. You see, this is what I mean. You see a name, you think, oh yeah, and then suddenly you realise it's absolutely nothing like the player you were after. Vasco used to play for Kings Lynn. Another option might be looking at nationalities and see the general nationality, whether there's any players that might be worthwhile bringing in, factoring in. Work permits. I've had great fun with work permits, let me tell you. Umar Niaspi, the big one, signed him and he couldn't play for an amount of time because his work permit was rejected, and it finally got accepted. Interesting name, Oliver Hughes, and he's Albanian. Good luck with that. Very strange. Who else have we got here? So we've got a Spaniard in Miguel Angel. It's a no. We've got a Greek. Pro bonus. Come on now, pro bono. Really? Oh my. Who have we got? Bio Harvey. Some couple of Irish players. We've got a Korean. Dutch player who was from Tunbridge. Okay. Nigerian. This is Charles Ibe. I think I've seen this guy already. There's a couple of Scottish players as well. They stats-wise unknown. So have a look at their history and see who they previously played for. If they've got pedigree, they'll have played for a half-decent team. And then I might make an offer to them. But at the moment, they do not. This guy's got an offer, but I don't think I'm going to jump on it. It is from a Vanarama National League team, though, so it's not really critical. So you can see what I'm going to be doing now for the next sort of couple of hours. I'm going to be sifting through who's who, what's available in the free transfer market. That's what I'm looking at. That's where we are as a team, unfortunately, or fortunately, that's just the way it is. I will also have a look more towards the end of June, which we probably won't see until after the 3 o'clock video, or maybe I'll stop it at that point, or we'll see where we are. And I'll look at whose contract expired and work out who's who, who's an option, see who's in my shortlist, and maybe look at some new players that are going to drop out of the teams in League One, the Championship, and the Premier League, especially the youngsters from those side of things. So keep an eye on everything. I'll leave this video right now. You can see what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be trawling through. But as you've seen there, we've rejected Huddersfield. We have Huddersfield Town came calling from the Championship. We've got players are retiring, so they've gone or they're retiring very soon. That's a problem for us as well. But we've bought in players, and the plan is to keep building, get the quality, get us ready for League One. That is where we're at. We hopefully will stay in League One next season. We're going to go for it. The transfer window is open. It is Kidderminster Harriers who won League Two. We've got Notts County who came up with us, Doncaster and Bradford. So the four of us are in League One next season, but we don't care about them. We care about Kidderminster Harriers and Kidderminster Harriers. Remember that, guys. Indeedy doody. Thank you for joining me this lunchtime at 12 p.m. I will see you all at 3 o'clock, the last stream of today, so 3 p.m. So in a couple of hours, I will see you guys. But otherwise, thank you for joining us this afternoon. I will see you at 3 o'clock.